dog.
High Indy on this backside 1800. And
Well,
you've seen a lot of
considering I'm
stick
not
work
supposed to
on the
run,
side,
jump,
Ollie
bend
You
really
can
over.
goes head over
walk,
heels on that
dog.
last one.
Yeah,
That's a little bit of time
that's
in the
gonna
gym
go
to
really
squat
well.
that one out. Here's a cool follow cam angle of it. That lat cork, he goes so upside down.
Oh.
So 1800 there from Ollie, and he continues his big air. Obviously, he fell in run one. If he would have fallen here, day's over, but he's still in the mix. Very similar to what he did in the qualies.
Yeah. He was one of the 3 riders who fell in their first run and had to clean it up the rest of the way, and did.
Are you gonna go on Sunday?
All business right now.
I might, yeah.
Oh, he just blinked.
79.50 is what the judges say for Ollie Martin. It keeps him in the mix, but he wanted that to be in the 80s. Here comes Rocco Jameson, who fell in his opening round attempt, the backside 19. So he's got to land this to keep himself in the mix. Coming off a silver at X Games just 2 weeks ago, this 19-year-old Kiwi. He's a regular footed rider, so if he drops in right foot first, he'll be switch. Drops in left foot first, he'll be natural. He drops in left foot first, natural away. Let's listen as he hits.
Backside 1980. All hits, no misses. In the words of Drake, he says that in the song. And Rocco Jameson fell on that trick in run one, makes no mistake in run two. And we have just a classic shootout here, Rob. Nobody's blinking.
Oh, there's so many landed jumps. Everyone has really kept themselves in the mix so far.
Maybe a little bit of hands is the only thing I could take away. And maybe that nose grab isn't quite on the nose. Those are my two. I'm an analyst. I have to do my job. Those are my two things that I think would maybe bump this out of an 85, right. 84, 83, down into the 80s, maybe high 70s.
Ooh, 2 hands down.
Yeah.
It's happened so fast you don't see it. He's going to be better than his 43. That is for sure.
How's your day? Good, dog.
Rocco Jameson. Stay tuned.
Yeah, it's been fun, I guess. How about yours?
Comes correct.
Oh, yeah.
It's funny how
I want a
contagious it is,
fucking
right?
dog.
Now that New Zealand's got Rocco and they got Dane and they have Lion. When you have
That's
a team
how
that's
it
very
is.
competitive with a number of riders, everybody starts pushing themselves. Sometimes you'll see teams with just one rider. It's hard to get motivated. You're not really competing against anybody but yourself. But New Zealand, strength in numbers.
Here comes another one, Lion Farrell. And on the Canadian context from that, 4 years ago, 3 Canadian men made the 12-man final.
Oh.
Max Burrow, Mark McCorris, Darcy Sharp. So, yeah, you build off of each other's successes. Lion Farrell did land his first run. It was an 83, and he did that with his backside 1800. So what does he do here? He's dropping in his regular stance, his natural stance.
Frontside 1800 and
then upsets the apple cart.
Yeah, we call that a snow snake. When you put your board down, it looks like you're about to ride away, and then you get tossed out the front.
Boy.
So Lion going for a frontside 1800. This is a trick we saw Dane Menzies do in his first run.
Is it legal
And
to camp
so
in the
much
Humber?
weight on the front foot. That's a great example.
I don't think so.
If you don't land perfectly
If I had to guess, I would say definitely not.
50-50 weight on both feet, the landing will punch back. And caught Lion with the hook there.
Well, he came through in his final round attempt in qualifying.
No, there might be a
See if he
way
can do it
to
in
be
the
able to
final.
do it in certain areas, but I'm sure you have to have
Rob, I just have to say,
permission.
no one is out of it. Every person that has fallen in run one, they've landed in run two.
Pride of Lac-Beauport, Quebec. Here's Frank Jobin. Won a slopestyle World Cup last year in Aspen. That bumped up his confidence. He is a great slopestyle rider. He's got some really unique style.
Do any
in the
applications?
air. He fell on his switch.
Oh, yeah, I'm probably gonna do some soon.
He's going back to the well. Needs it.
I don't want to do it too early. Just, I don't want to be
Gets it.
sending resumes when I'm not
Gets it.
at a good,
You could
workable
hear in the middle of his
condition.
jump, one of the Canadians yell.
Switch, backside, double rodeo, 12.
What percentage recovered are you?
Back to where I was like in October.
What makes
I
it
can't
so
remember
unique?
what were you like in
Well, I can
October?
see with my eyes,
I
but
was
can't
like,
tell you. So what we've seen
to
all
me
night
that's the
long
best
is
I've been
backside,
since
front side,
since I
backside,
had to
front
quit
side, maybe a switch
the
backside.
job at the
A
dog
rodeo
place.
is more flipping
Okay, then,
up
yeah.
and then a 180. That's just a single rodeo. But when you do two flips and then the 180, that makes it a switch double backside rodeo 12.
Compared to that, considering I still can't do an unassisted squat
Vancouver, Toronto,
unless I do
in
like
Quebec,
full-on
the prairies,
sumos, like
the coasts, the north.
almost like a fucking
Celebrate Greg Jobin because
180-degree
he
line, or
has
like
been
a
in the
straight
world.
line from knee to knee.
Definitely still in the mix. Frank
I don't know.
Jobin. It's going to come down to the final
Like maybe
round
50% if I can't even do a
Here
squat,
comes Taiga
a normal
Hasegawa.
squat, without holding on to
Games
something.
Big Air champion. He was the first one to land a 1980.
I still can't walk across the street and back without
First round attempt
like
was
being,
a calf
I don't know if
span.
it's,
Oh,
I don't know
and
if
he's got
tired is the right word, or
a bit of a
fatigued.
car accident here.
Like my body just wants to stop.
I mean, it sounds like I'm joking, but it
It
feels
was-
like a car
Yeah.
accident.
Like an NFL running back, you get hit very,
Oh.
very hard when you commit the way that Taiga Hasegawa does. Does not get the pop, does not get the spin, the snap, whatever you want to call, but he says, I'm holding on, and I will spin till I hit the ground. And that's what he does. That hurts a lot.
This is a guy who's been on the scene since he was 13 years of age. Before he was 16, he landed all 4 different types of
What?
Thank you. Love you. I said you so.
1800s. So Hasegawa, it'll come down to his final run, and let's be honest, he's going to need something in the 90s, well into the 90s, to have a chance to fulfill his Olympic dream. This man has already fulfilled his Olympic dream 4 years ago with a gold medal at home. Su Yiming had an 88 in his opening round attempt, the backside 1980. So we suspect he might do what he did in qualifying, which is the switch backside 19. Just guessing, Craig.
I'd agree with you. He saw what Ryoma Kamada did with the back 18, the switch back 18. I think he says, I'm going to do that too. That he does. Switch backside takeoff.
Ooh, not the smoothest of landings.
And he's really selling it here. Kind of surf level claiming, honestly.
Cookie dinner tonight again.
He's good at spinning.
I'm probably gonna get Tim's
so
or something,
switch backside, switch melon grab right there.
depending on what my
What Rob and I
parents
were kind
do.
of noticing is the
If they go
land
somewhere, I'll probably get
goes
that
very
too.
far down, has the amplitude.
Do you have anything planned for dinner? Like, do you want anything, or have you asked Mom for anything? Do you know what you're doing for dinner?
No.
What's that?
Oh, I got chocolate on it.
We like that. But watch him slam both of his hands into the ground. I don't think he uses them to push up, but look at this. Both hands down, even an elbow.
It's not incidental contact.
No, and if they're calling that in the Super Bowl tomorrow, that's down. He's down.
Down by contact. Let's see what Su Yiming gets from the judges after his 88.25 in his opening round.
How long
I
are
feel
the
like they're going to take a while.
the Olympics?
He's been wearing his emotions on his sleeve a lot more this year than he did 4 years ago.
Brilliantly said, and that it
I think
feels
2 weeks for
different.
sure,
He was
maybe
very
3.
stoic. he'd win the gold medal, and we'd maybe get a smile or two.
I don't think it goes on longer than a
A
month,
coy
but
grin, but he's yelling and he's.
His first round, he was super stoked.
I think it's 2
Now
weeks
he
usually.
does not look like a happy
But
camper.
I'm not
Although he
sure.
was trying to sell it at the end of the run.
Yeah.
Fans
I've
from
already
the People's
missed
Republic
basically
don't
half of
tell
it
me
then.
This is a great score. It isn't, but it's okay. A 73.75. That slots
Yeah, what
him
I'm watching
for
right now was
into the silver medal
filmed
position, but a long way to go.
exactly a week ago. It was the first day. They just put a bunch of shit at the beginning that I didn't watch.
I suspect he'll want to be better than that in his third and final attempt.
And we know he can be. I know what Su Yiming is capable of. I don't mean to sound negative. I just know that he can win this thing with Prince.
Oh, fuck.
Kira Kimura, 89 in his opening run. He was dynamite. That was his backside 1980.
And our highest single run score.
So he wants to reclaim first place. Dropping in switch. Oh,
my
no,
gosh, that
couldn't
is-
land it.
These guys are so good, though. Kira Kimura does not have the lift, the snap for this backside, for switch backside 1980, but he knows if I let go of my grab at this point, I will get smoked. So he kind of has to just hang on.
This is a really interesting thing because we had so few falls in qualifying, and we've had almost as many with just 12 riders here through 2 rounds.
And that goes to show how much harder the tricks are that people are trying here in this finals, right? In the qualifiers, it was 30 down to 12. Here it's 12, and you got 3 jumps to land 2 runs. You got to spin once clockwise, once counterclockwise. So Kira Kimura looks to run.
Is it men's hockey on right now?
That's USA.
But it's hockey? It's hockey? Who are they against?
Right? I don't know. Latvia or something.
uses special grafting technology, 100 times smaller than normal coating. Wash it simple. Spray, wipe, done. No waiting.
Oh boy.
That commercial's so stupid.
Hey?
That commercial is so stupid.
Are you going to the Verizon store at all? I was just wondering if you could pick me up 3 beers. Okay. How's your knee?
The bench broken yet?
No.
Okay, what are there? Are there 3 things? Okay.
Are you expecting it to break?
Well, they're right from my eyes.
It's a piece of shit, dog.
Yeah, no, the eye doctor, the ophthalmologist said that the reason they're always watering is because dryness. Because I said I got some from my
Bench can only support
stop
100
breathing is good. I know.
pounds.
Nice.
Well, I just explained that to him. He said because your eyes are constantly watering, that means they're dry. And to counteract that, the drops will do it so they don't water all the time. Anyway, we got 3 more medals today. Both the women's and the men's hockey teams won their preliminary rounds. 5-0. Same score in both. Anyway, I'll see you soon. Okay, love you. Night.
Funny injuries so far.
Not that I've seen. Well, there was one where a chick just like had surgery a month ago and she's already skiing.
Both the Republicans and the Democrats voted 100% against Trump's tariffs.
Damn, dog.
Is that live?
No.
Any idea what you're having for dinner?
No. If you judge what the Senate and the House votes on and where their votes go as morality, that's
Well, it takes
like,
time.
or like what's right, then
Shots fired, dog. Your dad wants to argue with you again, dog. Whoa, dog. Where'd you get that?
what?
Mold King instructions.
You can find them online.
Damn, dog. That looks so much better than yours. Oh. Uh, uh, oh, oh, I killed so many people in battlefield.
To try a different way first. I ordered this product honestly to try it. But making this transformation, check the before and after. Huge difference. It took less than an hour. No tools, no mess. It's on sale right now. I'll leave the link below if you want to restore your floors without committing to a massive repair bill. $7,000. That's what I was quoted to refinish the floors. They weren't just
Ah, fuck.
Tyson gave him a clear warning, but Kawada acted tough and ignored it. He
Dog,
admitted
what
he
are
was
you
frustrated,
buying
and
for
said
your
Tyson was unfair.
Valentine's Day, dog?
I'm not Muhammad Ali. I'm not capable of predicting rounds or this man. He's over there laughing. You're up here laughing at
Probably
this is
nothing.
serious stuff. You won't be laughing inside it. This is very serious. This
Damn.
is very, very serious.
Mike Tyson was a legend. He became the youngest heavyweight champion ever. He knocked out some of the best fighters in history. People feared him, but life wasn't easy. He lost fights by brutal knockouts, went to prison for several years, and faced personal problems. But he came back. He fought again. He beat top opponents. Even older, he was still dangerous. His punches were fast, powerful, and deadly. Every fighter knew one hit could end the fight. Andrew Beretta was known for fighting dirty. Opponents never knew what he would do. He often hit low. He liked headbutting when the referee wasn't watching. Sometimes he even bit fighters in the clinch. The one who suffered most was Riddick Bowe. Beretta hit him so many times in the groin that after his second fight with him, Bowe stopped boxing for 8 years. Beretta was disqualified twice in those fights. Still, he walked into the ring talking big. When the bell rang, Tyson didn't waste a second. He came forward fast, like a train, ready to take control from the first moment. Beretta tried to keep his distance and jab, but Tyson was too quick. He slipped under the punches, moved inside, and kept the pressure on. Beretta tried some of his usual tricks, holding Tyson or trying to slow him down. Tyson kept coming, landing hard hooks to the body and sharp uppercuts. Beretta's steps got smaller, and he looked tense. About halfway through the first round, Tyson landed a right hand that shook Beretta badly. His movement slowed, and his confidence started to fade. Beretta fell immediately, almost like he was stunned. He got up, but he looked drained and scared. His eyes had no focus. He knew it wasn't just a punch. It was a serious warning. Beretta came out for the second round, but it was clear he had already felt Tyson's power. Tyson pressed him from the start, landing heavy punches that made him stumble again and again. His hooks and uppercuts kept connecting, and the damage was obvious. Broken ribs and bleeding in the brain, as the doctor later confirmed. Beretta tried to hang in, but after the round ended, during the break, he refused to continue. Beretta didn't just lose. He walked out of the ring while the fans booed loudly. Drinks were thrown, insults shouted. The crowd was furious he didn't fight. Another man had talked big and paid the price, with Mike Tyson as his end sign.
You did that with before? One time. Only the lighter one, let me see. Oh, this is too heavy for you. You haven't hit it before. I look at the bench, right? No, this is was joking. You come in here, you say you want to do belly and join us. They say never hit it when you have this. But this is like the regular map. It's like, not a joking. What? What is this? If you come in here with this map and belly, so this is like regular map. What regular map? You know what regular map? You think this is a joke? This is not a joke. No, so this is like the map. Let us figure it out. Yeah? But like, see, like, this is like regular map. I work with this map like this. It's like, so,
Thompson wearing a ski mask pointed. I'm seeing this report circulating. Liberals are very excited about it. CBS News has this headline: less than 14% of those arrested by ICE in Trump's first year back in office had violent criminal records, document shows. The article says less than 14% of nearly 400,000 immigrants arrested by Immigration Customs Enforcement in President Trump's first year back had charges or convictions for violent criminal offenses. The official statistic contained in the DHS document provided the most detailed look into who ICE has arrested. The statistics show ICE has dramatically increased arrests since Mr. Trump's return. Nearly 60% of ICE arrestees over the past year had criminal charges or convictions, documents indicate, but among that population, the majority of the criminal charges or convictions are not for violent crimes. So this is supposed to be some kind of big gotcha. So let's dig into this. Now, first of all, even if it were true that only 13% were violent criminals, even if none of them were, even if 0% were violent criminals, I would still support the deportations, and I would still want even more deportations because they're here illegally.
Fucking killed them.
As always, is, well, hey, a lot of illegal aliens who got deported only committed the crime of coming here illegally. That's like if I got a speeding ticket and I said to the police officer, well, officer, all I did was speed. I didn't do anything else but speed.
I wonder if they'll
Officer,
still
give me a speeding ticket, but it's not like I'm
carry on an Olympic event if like 10 people in a row like break their neck trying to do it.
Probably not.
Also a serial killer. I didn't also commit violent crimes. Why are you giving me a speeding ticket? Well, because speeding tickets are for people who are speeding. You don't need to do other things too. You don't need to be a violent criminal who was speeding. Okay, the law does not say, oh, here's the speed limit, 50 miles an hour for violent criminals. Okay, but if you're not a violent criminal, you can go as fast as you want. As someone who's not a violent criminal, it would be nice if that was the way that it worked, but that's not how it works. So speeding tickets are a particular kind of enforcement that is designed for people who are speeding. They might be nice people who are speeding. They might be otherwise law-abiding citizens, except for the fact that they're speeding. But they're speeding. And likewise, deportations are for people who have no legal right to be in the country. That's what deportations are for. You don't have to commit extra crimes in order for the deportation to activate. But if you look into the numbers, you find that, of course, they're not just making a red herring argument, they're lying. So you take a look at the pie chart that CBS News provides in the article, and
what kind of videos am I
the total
hearing?
deportations, and then they're broken down into what crimes were committed, if they committed crimes. Although again, they all committed crimes because they're here illegally.
Holy fuck.
And the first thing you notice is that a huge portion of the pie are crimes. Like this is a pie chart being presented by the liberal media that's supposed to lead us to the conclusion that these deportations are unfair or mean or something. You look at it, and 60% of the illegal immigrants most of the pie are people who also committed other crimes. And what about those other crimes? Well, we've got 11% committed assault. Then we see the portions for kidnapping, homicide, robbery, burglary, sexual assault. That already brings us over 14%. That gets us to like 15% or over that. And they said it was, but they said it was less than 14%. That's because they're not counting burglary as a violent crime. You know, breaking into somebody's car or house and stealing, even though it's a crime, it's a crime. Number one, you're invading someone's private property, you're stealing, you're using some element of force. You have to in order to break in, and doesn't count as violent crime. They also are not counting DUI. There's a lot of DUIs there. That doesn't count as a violent crime, even though DUIs can and do kill people every day. Weapons charges are on there. They don't count that as a violent crime. And this is the most confusing one. They have a sliver of the pie for dangerous drugs, and that doesn't count as a violent crime. But what the hell are dangerous drugs as opposed to safe drugs? Like, what are the safe illegal drugs? So you've got dangerous illegal drugs.
I don't know. I'm hearing the whatever, like the AI voice or whatever.
The safe ones? Which are the safe illegal drugs? Can you tell me? What are the safe illegal drugs that don't harm anybody? Unfolding not on television. But outside the range.
Dude.
Yeah. Today, Matt Walsh Show at a hearing today. Now, in a serious country, every politician who allowed Brown to commit this murder would have immediately resigned in disgrace and gone.
Since I have run the
Republicans in North Carolina have refused to allow Irina's killer and his accomplices in the state government to get away. First, Republicans with a small amount of Democrat support passed Irina's law. This is a law that, if it had been in place last summer, would have saved her life. It prevents magistrate judges from releasing habitual violent felons, men like DeCarlos Brown, without bail. So no more written promises or cashless bail. By itself, that provision would have kept Carlos Brown in jail for at least all of 2025, since he had no money. And additionally, judges, and this is important, have to provide written explanations for any decision to release violent or habitual offenders. They're also obligated to make criminals undergo mental health screening if there's any possibility that they might be insane, which again was the case with Carlos Brown. And if judges fail to meet those obligations, among others, then they'll be removed from the bench. That's the first prong of the Republican response to Irina Zarutsky's murder. But they've also been holding hearings in which they force elected officials with jurisdiction over Charlotte, people who should have kept Carlos Brown in jail, to answer questions under oath. And these hearings, in no uncertain terms, have been a train wreck for the Democrats who were responsible for Irina's murder. They've also been eye-opening as to how utterly unintelligent and incompetent
have you
our leaders
evolved?
are. I mean, these hearings and other hearings that we'll discuss in a moment are the best arguments
It's a
for
simple
mass
question,
disenfranchisement and
dog.
mass impeachments that you will ever see. The people running major cities in the United States shouldn't be allowed to vote, much less make life or death decisions that affect millions of people. We'll start with the questioning of Mecklenburg County Sheriff Gary McFadden.
I have evolved by evolving, dog.
So he's the guy whose agency released DeCarlos Brown. Now watch this line of questioning from North Carolina Republican Representative Alan Chesser, if you're able to get through. Now by any measure, this is a top 10 all-time moment, or bottom 10, depending on how you look at it, that's ever taken place in a legislative hearing in this country.
But I will very plainly ask you to answer my questions quickly, concisely, and not go on a long tirade, because I'm going to do my best not to be disrespectful, and I don't want my time wasted either. So first, if I were to classify your position as the highest law
I no
enforcement officer in
longer
the county,
watch
would that be a fair
porn,
description?
dog.
That's correct.
I am porn.
And as such, you made reference earlier that you're a constitutional office. My colleague made reference that there are constitutional provisions amongst responsibilities between us and you. What branch of government do you operate under?
Mecklenburg County.
What branch of government do you operate under, Sheriff?
Constitution of the United States.
Correct. That is what establishes the branches of government. I'm asking which branch you fall under.
Mecklenburg County. I'm a duly sworn Mecklenburg County Sheriff. We answer to the people.
Say I have lost my mind.
Not where I was.
But look at what you are doing, dog. You've lost your fucking mind.
Are you aware of how many branches of government there are?
No.
You don't know what you're doing.
For the sake of debate, I will move on and say there are 3 branches of government: legislative, executive, judicial. Of those 3, which do you believe you fall under?
I believe I fall under the last one.
Say it to me.
Judicial.
You are incorrect, sir. You fall under the executive. And as a member of the executive, what do you believe your primary function is?
Care and custody of those in my custody at the Mecklenburg County Detention Center.
So this is the top law enforcement official in a major county in a state with a population of more than 1 million people. He's been in law enforcement for more than 36 years. He was a legendary homicide detective, according to his official biography. He won a contested primary election 4 years ago by nearly 10,000 votes. He won the general election unopposed with around 200,000 votes. And despite all that experience, and despite the position he now holds, he does not have a 4th grader's grasp of his job description. It's not simply that he doesn't know which branch of government his office falls under. He doesn't even know what a branch of government is. I mean, for all he knows, there are 20 branches of government. I'm surprised that when asked about the branches of government, he didn't start listing the parts of a tree. Twig? Am I in the twig? Am I that? Is that
judicial? I mean, the lawmakers or ICE or DHS says this. Sheriff McFadden is not following the law. They will use the word cooperation because they want me to do something that is not, it's outside of the law. If a federal judge or a magistrate or a state judicial official has not signed a paper, then it is not legally my book.
So he implies that he can't do anything to enforce immigration law unless a federal judge or magistrate or state judicial official has signed a paper. And once again, this strongly suggests that he has no idea what his actual responsibilities are. The way immigration law works, deportation orders are mostly handled by officials and administrators within the executive branch, including immigration judges and other officers. These are people who work for the DOJ. They aren't part of the judiciary branch, and in the vast majority of cases, they aren't federal judges. And therefore, since North Carolina law requires that the sheriff cooperate with ICE, he's actually not allowed to wait for a federal judge or magistrate in the judiciary branch to sign a paper before he does anything. And the sheriff doesn't remotely understand any of this, which is obviously a big problem for the top law enforcement official in the county.
Don't make that upside down cross.
When he says something like, "You'll never hear a lawmaker say that I'm not following the law." You'll never hear a lawmaker say that old Sheriff McFadden isn't following the law. But in reality, you will hear
upside down crosses.
At the hearing the other day, several lawmakers took turns one after another saying
stop worshiping
and it wasn't
the
exactly a tough
devil.
argument to make, since the sheriff himself stated that he doesn't follow the law, and apparently doesn't know what the law is, or even what laws are in general. This is another top 10 moment from that hearing. Watch.
And the agreeable to law, what do you think that means?
Following the law.
Following the law.
Following the law. Not opinions. Following the law.
I would agree. Thank you. With that, do you think your personal opinions have any authority to override statute? Or
no.
Do you believe your office holds any authority to nullify law?
No.
Okay. So, how do you reconcile that with the public statements that you've made about not enforcing the law?
I've never said I'm not enforcing the law.
with respect, I'm going to read a direct quote from you, sir. It says, quote, "We do not have a role in enforcement whatsoever. We do not have to follow the rules and the laws that are governed by our lawmakers in Raleigh," end quote.
We were talking about, again, you're taking the content of what I said when we are talking about immigration.
We don't follow the law. So you're saying you don't follow the law? No, we follow the law. You want to expand on that? No. Okay. That's the same guy a couple of months ago who was giving interviews saying, "You never hear a single lawmaker claim I don't follow the law." Well, not only do lawmakers say that, but he himself has said that. I never said I don't follow the law. Well, let me read a transcript where you say, and I quote, "We don't follow the law." It's like a sketch comedy show, except for the fact that people are being slaughtered, because of morons like this, so you can't really laugh at it. At no point has this sheriff expressed even a hint of responsibility or regret for what happened to Irina Zalutska. In fact, at every available opportunity, he's minimized her death. This is one of the more egregious examples. It's truly one of the worst answers he could have possibly given under the circumstances. Watch.
If Irina's law had gone into effect before last Friday, or if Irina's law had been into effect before Irina passed in August, would she still be alive today?
Would she?
Yes.
I don't know. I think that we are, and here's the sad part, we're over-exaggerating just one stabbing death, and we're over-exaggerating this stabbing on the light rail. Think about how many people were injured or stabbed that same day when the person was stabbed on the light rail. And not saying that Irina, we could have prevented that, and we never would know if we could prevent that. But the young man who took her life was diagnosed bipolar and schizophrenia, okay? But 618 people inside the Mecklenburg County Detention Center had that same diagnosis. And so it's not unique, but it's unique because it was caught on film, it was nationally sensationalized, and we used the word refugee instead of immigration. So again, we changed the wording to fit the agenda.
Gotcha.
Let's just stop and think about his answer here. This is how he attempts to explain away the stabbing death of a woman on a train in his county. Although we have to allow for the possibility that he might not know what a train is, or what the word stab means, or what death is, or what planet he's currently on. But the excuse he's going with is that, yeah, Irina was stabbed to death, but people are stabbed to death all the time in Charlotte. People are getting constantly butchered by schizophrenic hobos where I work. And his point is that he's so bad at his job that nobody is safe anyway. Everyone's getting stabbed all the time. Oh, you got stabbed to death? Well, hey, take a number, get in line. Why are we talking about this one specific case? There's people getting stabbed right now. That's how bad at my job I am. This is his prepared response during a televised interview to a very straightforward question, which is, would Irina's law have saved her life? He could not make it any more obvious that he doesn't care. Doesn't even want to consider the possibility that something can actually be done in order to save the lives of innocent women on the Charlotte light rail system in the future. He views the routine slaughter of Charlotte's population as a badge of honor, and to all appearances, that's because he's simply too stupid to understand what he's even saying, or how it sounds to people with an IQ north of room temperature. His only defense during that oversight committee hearing in North Carolina was a very predictable one. Can you guess? Can you guess what it was? What did the black sheriff say when all these Republican legislators pointed out in a public hearing that he was an idiot who was doing a horrible job? What do you think? What do you think he said? I'll give you 3 guesses, and the first 2 don't count. What do you think? Go ahead, just take a wild guess, and then we'll watch. Here it is.
Fuck.
As of today, we have people wanting to be rehired. We can't hire everyone that's applied. Why? Because we are particular about who's running. We are particular about who's running our agency. That means my detention officer and my staff. So we don't hire everybody that applies. They want to work for Sheriff McFadden. I can tell you that. A young man came to me only because he saw my picture on the bus. people want to work for the first black sheriff of Mecklenburg County because it's rare. So let's get this clear. They want to work for me. They would love to work for me. And if we put a positive light.
Yeah, you know, it's just not, it's not acceptable. How could you criticize a black sheriff? And during Black History Month, no less. You shouldn't be asking all these racist questions. After all, he's black. He's the first black sheriff. He's rare. His photo's on the bus. Black people see his photo on the bus and they go, oh, it's a black guy. Plus, he's black. Did we mention that he's black? Did you know that he's black? Just ask him, he'll tell you. He doesn't know much. Sheriff McFadden, if he's even pronouncing his own name correctly. I think it's pronounced McFadden. I think he's mispronouncing his own last name as well, on top of everything else. Doesn't even know his own name. He doesn't know much of anything, but he does know that he's black. Ask him that question. Ask him, what are the three branches of government? I don't know. What country is this? I don't know. What planet are we on? What's the solar system? Who knows? Who knows? Are you black? Oh, hell yeah, I am. Tell you all about that. So it's totally unacceptable for you to talk about how he doesn't understand the most basic fundamental functions of the government or what his job description is. Totally unacceptable for you to complain about the slaughter of one white woman on public transit. You know, after all, she was white, he's black. Somehow from this point, the hearing descended even further into the depths of total stupidity. One lawmaker wanted to know why this sheriff allows murderers to use a music studio to record rap songs while in prison. It's a pretty reasonable question, all things considered. I mean, they are in prison for murder after all, and watch this.
It's about the music studio inside of the jail. We have a music studio, and I guess they rapping or something in there. And the family member of some of the victims that were murdered were very upset about that. Do you think that's appropriate to have a music studio for people to rap in that are in jail for murder or other felonies?
So let me put the content into better content. Every single one of us in here listens to music. Every single one of us in here take music into our lives. That's part of rehabilitation for us. I have directly spoke with that family member about that person being displayed as someone inside our detention center simply just making music. It is part of a rehabilitation. You can look at many studies and see that music helps us. So we've taken this out of content of one particular thing. We should be talking about the mental health that we incorporated inside the detention center. North Carolina first mental health institution inside of a detention center.
The Germans are gearing up for war.
At this point, even though
that
this man
must
is
not
sheriff
be
and
good
elected official,
signs.
obviously just a bad person all around.
Yeah, well, I don't think
you
they'd be able
almost
to do
feel
much
bad
anymore.
making fun of how stupid he is. I mean, it feels a bit
Why
like
do you
making
say
fun of a
this,
baby. That's kind
my
of what it feels
friends?
like. I suppose that comparison is pretty offensive to babies. I just want to quote the sheriff here.
Whoa,
Because he did say, and I quote
dog,
verbatim,
remember who you're talking
is,
about, dog.
Let me put that content into better content.
Don't want to get blitzkrieg now, do you?
Okay, yeah, put the content into better content. So the content of what the lawmaker asked is bad because it's obviously bad to let convicted murderers and rapists play around in a music studio and pretend to be rappers when we're supposed to be punishing them for raping and killing people. That's bad content, but he wants to take that bad content and put it into better content. Sure, that makes sense. Let's all just nod our heads politely. We don't want him to call us racist again, after all. And what else are you going to do with a prison but just set up a music studio and let them make music? Maybe Roger Goodell will show up and pick out his next halftime act at this prison. Might as well at this point. By the way, the lawmaker who asked that question is actually a Democrat. Her name is Carla Cunningham, and totally apart from this hearing, She's also seeking to have the sheriff removed from office. Why? Well, because she says the sheriff threatened to remove her law enforcement protection unless she voted the way he wanted her to on a piece of legislation concerning ICE. Yes, the sheriff threatened a sitting lawmaker in order to pressure her to vote against federal law enforcement. This is from Yahoo News. Quote, Cunningham is one of 5 people who have filed a petition to remove Sheriff McFadden from office, alleging that the sheriff threatened to withhold law enforcement protection for the legislator unless she voted to sustain the governor's veto of a bill that the sheriff opposed. The sheriff told the legislator that his office could not or would not protect her from violence if she cast a legislative vote in favor of a bill that McFadden opposed. The petition states legislation is designed to strengthen cooperation between local law enforcement agencies and the federal agency, immigration and customs enforcement. So this guy, and you hear that and you think, well, that's so, you want to say that's outlandish. Like, who would be that brazen? Who would do that? You can't just go to a lawmaker and say, hey, do what we want or we're going to take your security protection away. That's not even subtle. I mean, that's just you're brazenly you're breaking like 10 different laws then. But then you realize that, like, oh, this guy, I mean, he legitimately has an IQ of 50. So, yeah, that totally tracks. Put simply, this guy is probably one of the dumbest people in the entire state. Bottom 10%, easily. Doesn't speak English very well, threatens lawmakers, doesn't know what a branch of government is. His understanding of basic civics is far, far less advanced than what you'd find in a Schoolhouse Rocks video from the 90s. Doesn't care about horrific murderers because, horrific murders happen all the time. Pretty much the only thing he's sure of is that he wants murderers to rap.
Battlefield later, right?
And he's sure that he's black. Yeah. Those 2 things. Sheriff Gary McFadden, all things considered, may actually be the dumbest Democrat to hold
I think there's a way for you to filter out the DLC maps so we don't have to play on them.
Now, the reigning champion, of course, is Hank Johnson, Congressman from Georgia. Admittedly, Hank Johnson is very hard to dethrone. I thought he never would
fucking play on that.
Because, as you probably remember, he once,
like in Bad Company 2, didn't they have a server browser, even on console?
Yeah, I think so.
They did.
Sir, I think Guam is a small island.
Very small island and about 24 miles, if I recall, long. So 24 miles long, about 7 miles wide at the least widest place on the island, and about 12 miles wide on the widest part of the island. And I don't know how many square miles that is. Do you happen to know?
I don't have that figure with me, sir. I can certainly supply it to you if you'd like.
Yeah, my fear is that the whole island will become so overly populated that it will tip over and capsize.
We don't anticipate that. The Guam population, I think, currently about 175,000, and again, with 8,000 Marines and their families, it's an addition of about 25,000.
I mean, God bless that admiral there. He took that. He was about as polite as he could possibly be. Well, we don't anticipate that. My fear is that the whole island would capsize. Yeah, we don't anticipate that. Admiral, my fear is that soda pop will rain from the sky and we'll all drown in a river of soda and gumdrops. That's my fear. We don't anticipate that. We don't anticipate it. Now, he's been in office for nearly 2 decades. Okay? He's gone up for re-election every 2 years, and every 2 years he wins by more than 100,000 votes in his district, which happens to be majority black. He thinks an island can capsize if you station a few thousand Marines on it, but his voters don't have any problem with that. You know, he thinks islands float on top of the water like giant rafts. That's what he thinks. That's because if they did, then you know that concern might be legitimate. Which raises the question of how the islands stay in place. Like, if that's the case, if they're just floating there, then why hasn't Hawaii bumped into Asia at this point? Maybe Hank, maybe he thinks that there's like teams of mermaids under the islands holding them in place, holding onto ropes. Who knows? And presumably his voters also think that islands can capsize if a bunch of people stand on them and are maybe being kept in place by mermaids. So at a certain point, you can't really blame Hank Johnson. You have to start looking at the voters. And Georgia is well past that point. So is the state of New Jersey, where a lawmaker named LaMonica MacGyver just asked the director of ICE some question at a congressional hearing. Watch.
So, Mr. Lyons, I've heard my colleagues ask many questions over and over again, and you cannot answer them. So let me ask you some questions that you may be able to answer. Mr. Lyons, do you consider yourself a religious man?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh, yes. Okay, well, how do you think Judgment Day will work for you with so much blood on your hands?
I'm not going to entertain that question.
Oh, okay, of course not. Do you think you're going to hell, Mr. Lyons?
I'm not going to entertain.
Of course not. How many government...
The gentlelady will suspend.
How
The gentlelady will suspend.
Chairman?
A gentlelady will suspend. As I said, the issues we're debating here are important to ones that members feel deeply about.
Thank you.
While vigorous disagreement is part of the legislative process, members are reminded that we must adhere to established standards of decorum and debate. The witnesses are here voluntarily, and I will continue to remind members that while oversight is important, aggressively attacking those witnesses personally is inappropriate and not in keeping with the traditions of our committee.
Mr. Chairman, I'm just asking a question. You guys are always talking about religion here in the Bible. I mean, it's okay for me to ask a question, right? But let me continue on. I got your notes.
All right, the gentlelady may...
Thank you so much. Let me get back to my question, Mr. Chairman. Thank you. I appreciate you. How many government agencies, Mr. Lyons?
I'm just asking the question. Let me ask you a question. Is you going to hell? Let me ask you a question. Is you going to hell? She was so proud of herself too. She thought she had that she had written that ahead of time, and her whole staff, her staff, they're all morons also. You could assume, and they loved it. They were like, that's gonna go viral. That, of course, that's the only thing that these lawmakers even care about in hearings anymore, is that they just want to go viral. I said this before. Anyone who thinks that our government is populated by like power-hungry egomaniacs who just want to control everything, anyone who thinks that still is way behind time too. Now, they are egomaniacs, that's true. But a lot of these people, they're not even power hungry. They're actually not. They just want to go viral. Like, they just want to be influencers, right? That's all they want. That's the only thing they're after.
Yet. There's still a lot of shit around it, so I tried to pack that. I don't want it to melt.
No different from your standard TikTok slop influencer. That's all they want to do. Now, you have to keep in mind when you watch footage like this that women like LaMonica MacGyver are the cream of the crop, in a sense. I mean, she's the absolute best representative that her district, another district that would rank high on the diversity metrics, by the way, chose to send to the U.S. Congress. They had other options, and they chose her. Like the sheriff in Charlotte, she has no idea what the purpose of a hearing is, or what her job description is, or how you're supposed to act in a civilized society, nor can she speak proper English, and that goes for a lot of her constituents also. The reason dysfunctional countries in places like South America and Africa are dysfunctional at the end of the day is that their leaders act like this. They don't have the intelligence or the ambition to do anything else. They don't care about the law. They don't understand any of your arguments. And as a result, if given enough power, they will destroy everything that the founders of this country built. That's certainly the goal of Michigan Congressman Sri Thanadar, who could barely speak English at all, even though he moved to the United States from India in the late 1970s. He's been here for a long time. But he's sure of one thing, which is that he wants to abolish ICE. And like the sassy woman from New Jersey, he came prepared to ask the ICE director, along with the director of Customs and Border Protection, some extremely stupid questions. Watch.
Do you think President Trump will pardon you and your boss, Kristi Noem, before he leaves office, just like he has for insurrectionists and his political allies? Do you believe President Trump will pardon you? Because, go ahead.
I'm not going to speak on behalf of President Trump, but I'll tell you, I signed up for this job to protect America, and I'm very proud of the service that I provide, and I don't need a pardon from anybody.
Well, you better hope so. You better hope you get been pardoned, because you will be held accountable for the absolute disregard of the law your agencies have shown over the past year. Your agencies have lost the trust of the American people, with millions taking to the streets to protect the illegal actions of your agencies. And that's why I introduced a bill in the United States Congress to abolish ICE.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't even really a political monologue at this point. Even if you're a rabid left-winger and you voted for Kamala Harris, this should appall you. This is just abject, pure, unfiltered, raw stupidity. These are not serious people. And until the last 100 years or so, none of them would have been anywhere near positions of power. Really, until the last 50 years, or even sooner than that. But now these absolute buffoons are all over the place. From state legislatures to the U.S. Congress, you simply cannot avoid them. They are everywhere. Now, it's difficult to believe now. Maybe hard to believe. But for most of American history, Congress was filled exclusively with high IQ men who were extremely articulate and took the job seriously. And you could say, well, society was racist and misogynistic and backwards and archaic back then. We can't possibly go back to those dark times. If that's your position, I'd challenge you to find a single political debate in American legislature from the 18th, 19th, or early 20th centuries. Okay, so I'm giving, that's a lot, it's a huge time period we're giving you. Find just one debate that was anywhere near as retarded as the clips we've run through today. Find me one. It just didn't happen. Like, it just didn't happen. Now, our leaders could get animated, to be sure. There was the famous incident just prior to the Civil War.
Dog, what happened?
In the 1800s, after he insulted a congressman's relative. Well, you know, things got intense, but they never became truly unambiguously idiotic. You know, it's a matter of historical fact. America was not overrun with foreigners. Voters were relatively intelligent, and that system produced intelligent leaders.
You look like you pissed him off, dog.
It's an improvement to have the kind of Congress, the kind of lawmakers and officials that we have today. None of these people should be allowed to serve in any official capacity at all. Whatever we've done to allow idiots like this to become elected officials in the United States, we need to reverse those decisions immediately.
Nice, dude.
None of the founders would have tolerated any of this. We wouldn't have a country if they did. So here's my proposal, just one. Disenfranchise and bar from office any politician in the bottom 30% of American IQs. Just starting with that. You could do that in any number of ways. For example, you could have them all take an old SAT test or something similar. Overnight, a law like that would fix about 90% of our problems. Now, yeah, I'm aware of the counter arguments. People will say, well, the IQ test can be rigged. Although it really can if you do it right, especially if you pick an old version of the SAT test. But even if you buy that argument, the fact remains, like, we got to do something. We have no choice. We cannot continue as a country when our leaders lack the mental capacity to know what they're even supposed to be doing. And I would take it further than that. A man who can't even name the branches of government, much less identify the one he works for, should not be in any kind of leadership position in society, but he also shouldn't have the right to vote. How many of the people who vote for guys like that, or any of the idiots we played clips of today, how many of them could pass a 5th grade civics exam themselves? What if the exam consisted of precisely one question? What if, when you go to vote, you had to take a civics exam, but there was just one question, the easiest one, the one the sheriff failed, and you simply asked voters to list the branches of government? What if that was the only thing you had to do? You could even Google it ahead of time, as a lot of people would. But when you get there, you got to write it down on a piece of paper. No looking at your phone when you get there. You got to come in person and write it down on a piece of paper. What percent of voters today would fail that quiz? It's more than 1 or 2%. I think we all know that. Our system cannot survive if the dumbest, most incompetent, most utterly clueless and befuddled among us are allowed to lead this country or have any say over the direction of the country through the ballot box. This is a far greater threat to American democracy than Russia or China or Iran or anyone else. Without a doubt, the greatest threat to American democracy is that because of Democrat rule and open borders and the general collapse of intelligence in this country, the votes of competent Americans are effectively being canceled out, washed away, drowned in a sea of retardation. And for the sake of everyone else living here, the descendants of the people who built this country and the people who can keep it running another 250 years, that needs to change, one way or another. Now let's get to our 5 headlines. I love having seafood for dinner, but the grocery store's quality was just not cutting it in the slightest. I decided I needed to find a higher quality option, which is why I was excited to try our sponsor, Wild Alaskan Company. My first box had perfectly portioned.
Oh, fucking right. Hard work will set you free above the entrance. And oh yeah, as for the whole low cost and efficiency thing, the
So, obviously, there's been some alligator Alcatraz merch that has, been advertised, which I think is fantastic. Then we have this guy right here, literally foaming at the mouth.
calling it alligator Alcatraz. Are you fucking kidding me? If you missed it, Trump is headed to a low-cost immigrant detention camp built by Ron DeSantis in the Florida Everglades.
Count how many times he does this, by the way. Count how many times he does this. Ron DeSantis. But let's start it over. Count how many times.
Calling it alligator Alcatraz. Are you fucking kidding me? If you missed it, Trump is headed to a low-cost immigrant detention camp built by Ron DeSantis in the Florida Everglades. According to Triple K Caroline, quote, the only way out is via a one-way flight, and it's surrounded by dangerous wildlife. You cannot be fucking serious. Listen, I know most maggots are 10-watt bulbs and 200-watt sockets, but let me see if I can make this crystal fucking clear for you. A large concentration of folks deemed undesirable by the government put in a camp with no due process. If only there were some historical similarities there. Oh wait, they might as well fucking write hard work will set you free above the entrance. And oh yeah, as for the whole low cost and efficiency thing, the expected spending on this is $450 million to intern 1,000 people. Not a great look for the party of fiscal responsibility. So when I tell you, soulless, loathsome, maggot pieces of shit to get fucked, this is why. This is the side of history that you're supporting.
This is what I voted for right here. This is absolutely what I voted for. I love it. I love the meltdown. I love people getting so triggered. And I mean, look, man, how can you not be excited? Look what President Trump said. I know it's low. I mean, listen, he's being very nice. He's teaching them how to run from the alligators. What a great commander-in-chief we have. What a great commander-in-chief. I mean, how can you be mad at this guy? How can you be upset with this guy? He's teaching them. He's like, hey, if you do escape, you know, here's what you have to do. Here's what you have to do right here. I mean, I think that's pretty nice, personally. But, you know, maybe I'm wrong. You know? I mean, let me find this clip right here. Where's it at? History. I played this on, people were questioning me when I played this.
So people are like, there's no way this is real. I'm like, I've played this before. Yes, this is real. I thought that, I guess shorts don't show up. Let's see here in your history. So find this. Only Trump can get away with stuff like this, by the way. Only Trump. Is this it right here? All right, here we go. Only Trump can get away with this one right here. All right, here we go.
Black, and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. My number's with black and.
Who says this? Who talks like this? Only Trump, dude.
With black, and especially black men. I love black men. I love them. I love them. I have gone through the roof with black men. Black men. My number.
Black men. You can hear people in the audience laughing like it's a fucking comedy show, dude. It's great. But yeah, you love to see it. President Trump, the least racist president we've ever had. Let me see here. Little Jim's Halo says, idiot judge thinks he can open the border. Yeah, these judges are out of control. The big beautiful bill, we have to talk about that because listen, the same thing that happens with everything surrounding President Trump is happening surrounding the big beautiful bill, okay? This always happens. It's chaos, it's meltdown, it's fighting, it's arguing, it's all of these things. And then do you know what ultimately happens? President Trump gets what he wants. That's how this always works out. That's how it always works out. What were we hearing last 2 weeks? Oh, President Trump's a warmonger. He's starting wars everywhere, ladies and gentlemen. He's starting wars. I mean, one of the best things that I have seen in just the last couple of days, and I gotta find it. I know I bookmarked this somewhere. This is truly like one of the, like, you would think that this isn't real, but oh, it's real. And this is exactly what we voted for right here. Check it out. President Trump. This isn't made up or anything. This is a hater post, but it comes off as a fan post, which is the best part of the whole thing.
Dog, you still there?
Bookmarks on Twitter are kind of garbage right now. They're not working very well.
Good God.
Come on, Elon. I know you're mad at Trump, but can you get your site working good, buddy? Because I just had it. Right. Oh my gosh. Yeah, they're all messed up now. I've lost everything.
Are you still gonna become a police officer,
right
dog?
No. When are you gonna play Mario Kart with DSP? You know, I
Why
got
not,
thinking
dog?
about that, and I'm just like, DSP brings like so much baggage. I just don't feel like getting pulled into, like, he's going to create drama from it. Like, it's a funny, like, in theory, it's very funny to think about, but
I think they could use another white guy on the force.
Dude just has so much drama that I just don't want anything to do with it. Right here, in the past 24 hours, Trump has threatened Elon Musk, Thomas Massey, Japan, a judge in Israel, the CEO of AT&T, Jerome Powell, Canada, Tom Tillis, a Forbes reporter, Harvard, migrants with being eaten by Burmese pythons in the Everglades while releasing a new line of cologne. This is the greatest thing I've ever seen in my life. This is what I voted for. This is exactly what I voted for. Like, Trump is going off on everybody. He's just like, I don't care who you are. You could be the richest man in the world. You can be whoever you want to be, and I'm going to go after you. That is the alpha in chief right there, President Trump. Truly the alpha in chief. And there's just nobody on his level. It's so good. play this video. There is no video. I was looking for the one that had the video to it, but I couldn't find it. So someone edited this one in instead. So let's see here. John Kennedy says BBS is better than Batman Begins. John, this is not Tuesday night's main event. Don't get me started. Don't get me started, John. Stem Cell Beardo says the best Batman movie is The Accountant. Tell Miki. The Accountant is fantastic. It really is. Gregory says, hey, Jeremy, did you think the content was going to slow down after the election? Thanks. I was curious if it would, but it hasn't. Tree Bear with 5 gifted memberships. Thank you, Tree Bear. I had to put this tweet out. Listen, I mean what I said to Tree Bear. Okay? Every decision that I have made in life led me to see.
If you're gonna read it, can you pause it, please?
And it lets me know that I
go into another fucking room.
This is the
You're the one playing shit out loud.
Asshole.
God, you just play shit on repeat out loud for fucking minutes and minutes and minutes and minutes.
This is the worst
Holy
thing I've
fuck.
ever seen in my life. And I stand by my tweet.
Obsessed with playing annoying shit just out loud for like 2 hours.
Terrible. Tree Bear is a very disturbed individual, which I appreciate. But that is some rough stuff right there. Robot Boop says, who the F is Alan? Shout out to the 199. Alan will be there tonight. The legend known as Alan. Z-Herb says, people are straight up lying. Saying no to no tax or no tips on overtime on the bill. Also, with the spending it's necessary, you can't have years of immigration and do nothing. Ultimately, this is what it comes down to. Everybody's whining about the debt ceiling, all of that, whatever. People are like, I don't want my kids paying for this. I don't want my grandchildren paying for this. Do you know what I don't want my kids and grandkids doing? Getting killed by illegal immigrants. That's what I'm more concerned with right now. I think that illegal immigration is the single most important issue facing our country at this moment right now.
Why did you piss this person off,
nobody's going to
dog?
get it done. That is what I'm more worried about than anything. So you can sit there and virtue signal and pretend all this stuff, whatever. I'm worried about illegal immigration. That's what I want. Get them gone. That's what I voted for. Give Trump the tools and the budget to get it done. Turn Tom Homan loose and make it happen. That's what I'm worried about.
I sent it to you, dog.
Done, and that's how it is. Phantasmus Knox says, the guy calling DeSantis the Satan, why does his mouth so far apart from his nose? TDS at its finest. If he likes illegal so much, he should leave too. I agree.
What did you do to her, dog?
Like,
You sent me the same one twice, dog.
And they're concerned about the benefit
Oh, damn, I guess I
of
did.
immigrants. That's what they're worried about?
Why is she doing that, dog?
You know? But look, we have a great president. We have the greatest president, okay? I mean, look at the quotes from some of the historical leaders of our time. Abraham Lincoln, leave nothing for tomorrow which can be done today. Very inspiring. John Kennedy, forgive your enemies, but never forget their names. JFK. Donald Trump says, what if a bomb drops on your head right now? That is an actual quote from Trump, by the way. That's an actual quote. Oh my God, I love it so much. John freaking Murdoch for 50 says, sorry, Jeremy, I really thought you'd skip CobraCast today. I'm glad I was mistaken. Why is it that most TikTokers seem batshit crazy? Is it a Chinese plot? No, I think that the way that TikTok is designed, it's designed to want you to watch crazy people. You know, it's like anything else though. Like I think that as much attention that TikTok gets for damaging people, I think Twitter does just as much damage. I mean, Twitter is a terrible, terrible place. And it's not because of the platform, it's because of how it's designed. And that's what I say with TikTok, because you have this quick interact. You can just swipe past, and the next video and the next video and the next video, and then that algorithm picks up the type of things that you react to. Look at how Twitter is designed. Okay, so let's go to my Twitter right now. Okay, let's go to my Twitter. All right, so here's my Twitter account. Okay, now here's what happens. Okay, so I have 100,000 followers. Okay, if I see somebody talking shit to me, I can choose to quote tweet them. Okay, and when I quote tweet them, I'm essentially putting a target on them for saying something bad about me, and then all of my followers see them, and then all of my followers destroy them. That is how Twitter is designed. It is designed for you to take your following and target someone else. That is it right there. And that's what people do all day long. So then you see people in a quote tweet fight all day long, and it's just a big dick measuring contest is all it is. Well, I have more followers than you, and I'm going to quote tweet you, and I'm going to destroy you. And TikTok is designed for the way that it is, with like the quick response and the quick interactions and the viral nature.
Watch
and the
any of the PlayStation showcase today.
Overall, I don't think it's
Oh,
one
didn't even know what was happening.
I mean, I hate Twitter, but it's a necessary evil for what I do. I saw Le'Veon Bell the other day. Let me see if I can find this, because I actually agreed with what he said. Let me see if I can find it. He had an interesting tweet. I know that I didn't quote tweet it, but I know I bookmarked it, but bookmarks are acting really strange right now. It was very interesting, the point he was making. Right here. Here it is. Okay? Unpopular opinion. There's no difference in someone playing video games for hours to you doom scrolling TikTok or IG for hours. Now, the only thing I would disagree with him on is that I think that video games are far more beneficial than doom scrolling TikTok or IG or Twitter or whatever for hours. But yet, you see a person that plays video games, and then you have people on social media going, you guys are wasting your time, while they're scrolling social media all day long. It's like, I would rather waste my time playing a video game that actually teaches you things, especially if you're playing a game that you have to use your brain with. You know, it actually can teach you things, and video games do teach you things, especially whether you're playing with an MMO or something like that. Teach you teamwork, communication, working together. It's far more beneficial than just being on social media. Of course, hand-eye coordination, things like that, yes. So decision-making, quick decision-making, things like that. Social media sucks. It just does. It's a necessary evil for me, but, you know. Let's see. Showtime says, when are you going to... Oh, I got that one earlier. Momod.
Okay, I'll be back.
And fuck you, dude.
And quite honestly, I'm surprised you went ahead
here, and I appreciate it.
Ah.
Check out one of my favorite everyday cargo pants. Switching between reading glasses. His friend rescued a turtle from a parasite attack that had been eating away at its mouth. He slowly removed all the parasites one by one until none were left, and after that, they released it. However, no one expected that the turtle actually remembered the man who had saved its life, because the very next day, the turtle approached him on the surface, but the turtle seemed to be signaling him to get into the water. Curious, the man finally decided to go in. The turtle looked at him as if begging to be followed. It then guided the man away from the coral reef and towards a group of turtles. Soon after, the man saw something below them. It turned out there was another turtle caught in a rope.
He says, "Hail to Jeremy and the Snake Pit. Just ordered the Cobra Cast, a real American podcast shirt. Looking forward to watching the Mario Kart stream tonight. Let's go." And yes, we do have the hoodies and T-shirts right here on Teespring. They will be available for a limited time, so make sure the official Cobra Cast logo. I ordered mine. I'll be rocking mine hopefully in another day or two once it gets here. So we have T-shirts, we have hoodies, different colors. So make sure you scroll down. There's more options if you're interested. So please make sure you go over there and check that out. If you're interested, I can't wait to see you guys rocking these Cobra Cast logos. I'm very happy with this logo. This is the official logo of Cobra Cast. I love the logo and the colors. I think it's badass. So yeah, hoodie is badass. You also have T-shirts, you know, coffee mug, desk mats. And then you scroll down, we've got all this other stuff for geeks and gamers over there on the Teespring store. Here, let's see. I will pin Jessica's post right there. Okay. Big Papa says, I'm offended that you called me a Snyder Bro. It's all good, man. It's just shit talking. Calling someone a Snyder Bro is about the most besides calling you a Democrat, calling someone a Snyder Bro is the most disrespectful thing I can call someone. Besides calling you a Democrat. But shout out to you, Big Papa. Appreciate it, man. Thanks, Mo Monty, for picking up that shirt, man. And thanks to everybody else who's been picking that stuff up. Okay, now, Big Beautiful Bill. Right now, we've gotten, so earlier today, Thomas Massey claimed that he had enough people on board to kill the bill. That's what he said earlier today. Now suddenly we're hearing that
What the
that's
fuck,
not the case,
dude?
that there will be enough votes for the Big Beautiful Bill. So I guess we're gonna have to find out. It looks like that could happen anytime now. Anytime now. But I think that this is going to get done, and I mean, listen, when these are the people that are against President Trump right now, okay? This is not a meme, what I'm showing you. This is not edited footage, what I'm showing you. This, okay, this is a real video from a congressman with TDS, okay? This is a real video posted to social media. These are the people that want to tell you or tell President Trump how to run the country. And this is how they run their social media.
Oh, yeah. This is Tommy from Street Canada. I'm here today in my first book. Doing a video and the like tour of the bill that is to take away food from people who need it, take away health care from 17 million people. Bill that is taking that away from people. I'm here all day fighting for it.
He waved him forward and they didn't even cut it out. It's so easy to edit videos on Twitter. Look, he's too far back, waves him forward. Like, why didn't you cut this out? What is wrong with you? Oh my God. These are the people that think they can do a better job of running the country than President Trump, though. Right there. Unbelievable. And now, you've got, let's see. Oh boy, here we go. Representative Garcia says Donald Trump and Kristi Noem are not welcome in Los Angeles, California.
Donald Trump, Kristi Noem are not welcome in Los Angeles, Southeast Los Angeles, Long Beach, or anywhere else in our communities. They are causing terror to people here, and they are kidnapping and arresting people with no criminal records. In addition, this massive bill that is in front of the Congress right now only supercharges the terror that could happen here in Los Angeles and across Southeast LA. It will double the amount of detention opportunities for Donald Trump and Kristi Noem.
I was already for the Big Beautiful Bill. You don't have to convince me.
And please understand, these centers right now, people are in these detention centers with no due process, which is illegal under the Constitution, little access to attorneys for help, and many are at the state of not getting enough food or water or sewer. These are horrific conditions that must end. I'll also say this. This community deserves justice, and we're going to make sure on the Oversight Committee and its leaders.
Oh, so this is the previous Forza or whatever?
This is the latest one.
Okay, so it's number 5.
I'm gonna put that very clear for all. Yeah. We're supposed to be listening to these clowns. We're supposed to be taking them seriously right now. Are you kidding me? Oh, it gets worse though. Because the Democrats have finally, they're finally at their breaking point because I think they realize that this is going to happen. So now, here we go. The Big Beautiful Bill is going to kill people. Okay? People will die.
Do they even care? Every yes vote shows very clearly that they don't. This bill is triple
What's it improving upon from this one?
This will be the first time. This will be the first time that
Horizon
someone
6?
has died. And
Yeah.
I'm, you know,
Um,
I'm shocked.
well, the map is supposed to be bigger,
I'm very
which,
disturbed.
even if
Now,
it's
one
at
thing
the
you're
same
not
level of
aware
design,
of, but
it just
this is the
being bigger
breaking
would be
news
better. You
channel,
know, I'd assume there'd be
Covercast.
a few extra
Sarah
turns that are
McBride?
slightly different than others, and
Are you asking yourself,
more highways,
where have I seen
just more stuff
Sarah
to go
McBride
around.
before?
A lot of
Let me show you
cars.
where you've seen Sarah McBride
It seems like
before.
the customization is going to be at least better, which is already good enough. Yeah, a lot of cars. I'm sure the graphics don't need to be better. They'll probably be better, but if they're not, it wouldn't really matter. Apparently, they're gonna make the tuning better, so it's gonna be able to tell, I guess, easier when you change the slider. It's gonna feel more unique now, apparently, which
You said you can make your own garage.
Yeah, something like that. I'm not sure how that works yet, but yeah, I heard something about it. I don't know yet, but I'm sure the collectibles and the things around the map there's going to be just as much, probably more.
So before we get to the particulars of the bill, I just have to ask you, of course, it was 5 minutes ago that Elon Musk was wearing a hat that said Trump was right about everything. Now he's opposing this bill. But for the last 6 months, we've been hearing about the water lawsuit between Trump and Musk. Apparently, the water lawsuit hasn't really
What I can tell you is,
The thing about the next game, since it's in Japan, people are going to assume, and there's going to be a higher standard for the map at least, because they'll want certain locations like Mount Fuji and stuff. The downtown will have to be similar to the real Japan, or probably similar to something like Tokyo. Which it seems like they've already listened to that. already knew that was going to be something we wanted. 'Cause I'm pretty sure Mount Fuji's in the game. I'm pretty sure the city is the biggest city, like downtown part of it. It's the biggest we've had. I think they said it's bigger than Horizon 3. Downtown, which the Horizon 3's downtown was perfect. Like if they put that same town into the game, I would still be fine with it, but apparently it's even bigger. And we already know that there are things that I want with parking lots and stuff, so.
Well, I think you make a really good point. Everything that we don't like about the bill is not something that happened yesterday. It's evidence that for the past 40 years, Congress has been leading us to this spot where we are now, and everything is on all the spending is on autopilot, and the idea that you're going to suddenly stop the game the moment that Trump has his agenda on the line seems a little wrong-headed to me.
It's weird.
They drive on the left side of the road.
In Japan, yeah, it's the left side, yeah.
Well, one thing that frustrates me is, and again,
So they're gonna program the traffic to come on the right side.
and he does whimsical things. I appreciate that about him.
Yeah.
That's
I think
gonna be fucking annoying.
I think we've had that twice before. I didn't really notice it.
He's actively leveraging his entire following to try to go against President Trump after believing that President Trump was right about everything, and now you're upset over a couple of things. And then yesterday, Elon tweets this out. Credit where credit is due. Real Donald Trump has successfully resolved several serious issues around the world. 19 hours ago that he tweeted this out. It's like, yeah, that's what he does. But yet here's Elon giving Trump for resolving several serious conflicts around the world. Yet last week, the people that Elon is supporting were all saying that Trump was a warmonger and he's about to start World War III. It's strange, man. And it's like, be that way, that's fine. When you're active and working against President Trump, it's kind of weird. It's really weird. And a lot of people are seeing right through it. And
What cars would you want to be in the game?
You know the car you get in at the beginning of Most Wanted?
Not specific. Is it like you always get the same car?
For Speed. Yeah. It's the beginning car that you have, and then like you lose it.
And I do believe that that's going to happen. Again,
Most Wanted, you said?
President Trump. He has some brilliant people, especially Mr. Bassett over that's handling our.
I feel like that would go well with like a downtown Tokyo setting.
The BMW M3 GTR, probably.
But like I said,
if it's not in the game, then you could get the
what are you most concerned with right
the
now?
lesser version and put a body kit on it, and it's going to be
this
like basically be the same thing.
It is a huge problem. I live in Florida, and I see it right here in my state. I don't know how other people, obviously California, Southern California, obviously a lot of problems there. I don't know how it feels in a lot of other areas within the country, but I live in very red Florida, very based red Florida, and even
I want to get, but
I'm sick and tired of seeing it. I'm sick and tired of dealing with it.
I have to
I'm
think
sick and
about it.
tired of feeling like
What about you?
in my own country.
Well, this car would be my number one. It's by far my favorite car, and most driven car in the game, in all the games. But like an RX-7 Supra, probably a Skyline. I'd want the Nissan Sylvias. That's about it, really. Like the ones that are like the must-have cars are those, and then like the Lamborghinis, Ferraris, Koenigseggs, stuff like that. But one that I really want, which they've never put in the game, is a 68 or 69 Roadrunner Plymouth. They put a 70 in the game, but it was only because of Fast and Furious. Oh, and like the 69 Charger and all that too.
This one.
Not believe anything they have to say.
Say that again.
Steven says, "Thank you, Treebeard. Not my proud."
Is there going to be more cars in this game?
Steven.
Yeah, unless they remove cars that have already been in these games, there's going to be way more.
Bro, come on.
I think not a single car that I specifically want has been announced yet, and there's already like hundreds. There's like 100 and something or 200 that have been confirmed. But we know that like new cars like the Toyota Chaser, I think there's more Porsches and stuff. Obviously there's going to be a bunch of BMWs, as there always is. I know that there's Subarus.
Agreed. 100%. And this is why President Trump needs to not have people standing in his way. He was voted in to do a job, and he is doing that job. Lead the fuck out of the way. Normal Man says the only accident a congressman should have is Celebrity Jeremy says Elon is obsessed with the debt issue. I don't know if he has the emotional maturity to balance that with other issues. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, man. We're talking about a brilliant who has accomplished things that nobody else could accomplish from that perspective. But I would not bet, I would never bet against Donald Trump. And we've seen this over and over and over again. That emotionally weak people always overreact to Donald Trump. They all what is this about Donald Trump? He breaks people's brains. I don't even know. But he breaks people's brains. And it is an ability that is something that you can't teach and will probably never fully get. He just has this rare ability. AOE2 says, thank you, brother. Margaret says, Green hates the big beautiful bill and went off the deep end because she realizes that she is being outshined by Anna Paulina Luna and Nancy Mace. It's jealousy
I only had one
and
this time.
attention seeking, just like her. She kind of went off the deep end as well. I didn't know it was gay, so it's a pattern about how the left talks about immigrants. Lord Voldemort says Donald Trump is a big fan of BBS. Can't confirm that, but that's what my sources are. Well, he is a big fan of The Dark Knight Rises.
But the thing about these maps, right, is let's say you, whatever your type of driving style is, for every single map that I've played on since Horizon 2, so I guess that's what, 2, 3, 4, 5? That's what, 4, I guess? Once you get bored of like one section of the map, if you get bored of it, you can just go to another part of the map and either drift it or time attack it or whatever you want to do. Or you can just go all around like I do. I just kind of drift whatever feels right. If there's somewhere I want to go, then I go. Like you don't really get bored. This game is 5 years old and I got bored of it, what, after 3.5 years?
I don't know if I would have the patience to fucking try to unlock the cars that I want.
Yeah, that's probably the only thing I'm not happy about. I think that's... I don't understand why people are complaining about wanting to, like, you want to unlock the cars. Why not just fucking play with the car when you want to play with it? That makes no sense.
It's gonna be a while.
I'm sure that I don't think it'll be too long. Like the stories aren't like crazy long in this game. And usually, how it works is you use a car that you like, so at least you're gonna have some fun with that car while you're unlocking all the cars.
Now look, this story was fun. Just in. Hillary Clinton associate Anthony Weiner has lost his New York City council race to a man with the most unfortunate name in history, Harvey Epstein. Whoever is writing the reality show of American politics is watching it right now. Because you can't make this shit up. Like, you can't make this up. Anthony Weiner loses to a man named Harvey Epstein. Imagine losing...
Like with this car, I haven't got bored of it in the 4 games that I've used it in. And it's always the same tune. So it's like once you find something that you like, you just, or at least for me, it's hard to get bored of it. The good thing about being in Japan is there can be a lot of countryside like this, but there's also the small towns, and then there's the cityscape as well.
That's where we are. Where was this at? Okay.
Like, it's not even that I'm excited for it, I'm just confident in it.
Iranian hackers are reportedly claiming they have obtained nearly 100 gigs of emails belonging to President Donald Trump.
It's one of the last times I've ever felt that, or one of the first times I've ever felt that.
He doesn't email, I don't think.
Like even Black Ops 2, I was, not that it's going to be better than Black Ops 2, but with Black Ops 2, I was not sure that it was going to be a great game.
I don't buy this at all. So, Trump, like, he's famous for not emailing. big evil. Next, you're gonna say, you know, you got his direct messages on Twitter, and you're gonna expose him, I guess. Again, man, it's always something with these guys. They're just always making something up. But this is the latest right here, and I guess they think that it's gonna get tracked. But I don't think that's going to
That it was you, right? That was talking about the Cadillac, like the CTSV or the ATS or whatever.
things, but I'm not really going to talk about that. I don't really care. We talked about it a little bit on Geeks and Gamers Daily.
That one is in the game. There's 2 Cadillacs like that.
I don't care.
Let me go see if that BMW is in this one.
Not guilty on 2, or was it? He was found guilty on 2 out of 5.
Is it M3 GTR? I don't think that specific one would be, but there's 2.
His bail got
well, yeah,
rejected,
okay.
so
There's the M3 GTR 2002.
So,
and then if you don't want to make your own, paint job of that specific one from Most Wanted or whatever it was, you can just get that off of the
Soundwave Superior says Superman
off
would
of
not
like
let his dad
the
die.
vinyl.
You are
the online vinyl shop.
Correct. You are 1,000% correct. This is why Man of Steel is a horrible Superman movie, because Superman.
Wait, go back.
And
to
that's
the
bottom
BMWs.
line. Robble says Wiener comes up short at the big show. Yes, he does. Yes, he does. Good Lord, these names,
like go back to
these
the one
Kathy
that
Griffin memes just keep showing
was
up
in Most Wanted.
in my feed, and I really wish that they were not. Ministry of Rome thinks is breaking. Iran has a copy of Winds
Like go to
of
that
Winter.
M3
Yeah.
1991.
Let Gary know. Let
A
Gary
really
know.
small one, yeah.
That they've locked it down. They've locked it in, and it's ready to go.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind getting that in the game.
Okay.
And that one right next to it, the 1981. That one looks nice
Yeah,
too.
like the DeLorean type.
Wild place, man. I do think, like, so yesterday Elon.
Yeah, and then there's the ATS, and then the CTS. For me, the CTS is better just because it has a V8. It sounds better, and obviously has more power. It's better to
is
drive.
looking at it, and it's like, dude, what are you doing? And he's essentially showing you that he's got an alt account, or he's got an account that he's. You know,
obviously, there's probably two. There's probably 2 or 3 cars from every brand that I like that they could add.
Elon, I don't know why it's not showing up as a link, but Elon tweets
Either
this out
they don't put in the
yesterday,
games or wasn't in this one, but
follow this you. Some real
if they're gonna
gems.
put the same cars in, I'd be fine with that.
And so I'm like, okay. Now, for whatever reason, it's not showing up right there. Scroll down here. This is the account.
Yeah, so
this
there's 1,
Do you know what
2,
this account is dedicated to?
and I know there was a third
Calling out
Challenger.
conservatives on their hypocrisy. That's all it is.
So
It's
whichever
kind of
one
like
you
that
want to get
Defiant
there.
Hells. You know? So, like, there's Cat Turd, you know? I'm not a big fan of Cat Turd anyway.
Lots of
but yeah,
Ferraris.
so you have a lot of people
Still,
that
there's
were
still
like,
one fucking car
you know, I love Elon. Or right
they
here,
won't put in,
just
which
like
they put
Elon
the,
Musk doesn't know
the
shit
lesser
about
version of the one
MAGA
I
in
like, but not the
2025.
exact one.
But last year, Elon Musk is officially MAGA. Here's Anna Paulina Luna getting called out. Ted Cruz. This is some conservative guy right here. Which, to be fair, like, it is kind of annoying when some account like this, like, I love how they take these, like, big stands. Like, if gas hits $10 to $12 a gallon, I still won't buy an electric car. I'm that guy. And then he's like, hey, look, I've got a new Tesla because Elon agrees with my politics now. You know? So I'm not saying that these people don't, like, I think that, like, these guys, a lot of these guys are just there to try to get clout so they can get in with MAGA and go to, you know, Mar-a-Lago and all of that. But it's just weird that Elon is promoting this, you know? It's like, what are you doing, bro? Like, what exactly is your
Obviously, the
goal?
LaFerrari's in the game.
Right here. Elon Musk is dark MAGA. Someone please check on soy boy Mark Cuban. And then, like, Elon was never MAGA. Like, it is funny. It is funny. But yeah, just Elon tweeting it out was what was. I was like, what are you doing, man? Z-Herb says BVS is a better Batman film than The Dark Knight. You guys are just trolling me now. You guys are just trolling me now, and I get it. That's fine. But you guys are just trolling. I'm not
Some
even
weird
gonna, I'm not
looking
even gonna take
cars.
any of that seriously because you guys are just trolling me. Best account ever. It is pretty funny. The Defiant L's was funny too. But it's not the account existing. It's just the fact that Elon, like right in the middle of his meltdown, is promoting it, and it's like, are you behind this one, or are your people behind this one? Because as I said the other day, like I do feel like a lot of his, you know, his accounts that he follows, his tweets are doing everything they can to take up.
And another thing, right, is you can have two of the same car, but with like one has an engine swap and one, like they both have different engines, and they both feel different from each other.
I did. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Ministry of Wrong Things says, how do you think you would see the current situation to do this one, specifically the scientist who never happened? How do you think you would see the current Elon situation?
See work.
Say it again.
Never happened. Oh, so if the
How's the currency
Epstein
work?
tweet never happened, and if the Trump should be impeached.
Well, one reason why I can buy cars, because I never fully beat the story. I'll play through either some of it or most of it.
Between disagreeing with someone and blatantly calling them a pedophile.
You just kind of, for me, I just drift around and I get points, and then you get
while you had your kid
what are they
around him
called?
and you were hanging out with
Wheel
him because you had a
spins and
disagreement.
super wheel spins, which it's
So
not
it just
like
brings up more questions about Elon than it
microtransactions.
does
That's not what
anyone
it's for.
else.
It's
So
basically
that's
just
the problem I have with it right there.
a thing where
So
you
Bird Up says, Raimi
could
Spider-Man
get money,
trilogy
could get a
greater than
car,
Batman trilogy. I love the
you could get cosmetics, which you usually don't get cosmetics. But the currency, like I have 8.8 right now, which if I wanted more, I could definitely have more. And I think, like if I wanted to buy this car, it would be 80,000. Then to get all the upgrades, it'd be about 100. I mean, that's including $60,000 engine swap. Like a LaFerrari's probably worth like 2.3. Most cars are cheap.
During the day, so I could do a review.
Put some contact with these blogs.
Would they be able to tell if
What is that? And it's coming out when again?
I believe May 19th.
Yeah.
Can you make sure that goes outside? I'm smelling smoke. Like, holy fuck.
Still a ways away.
Yeah.
Are you gonna get Crimson Desert?
Probably. I may not get it right away just because I don't want to spend too much money right now, but yeah.
is the street?
Yeah.
matter how many gigs it's gonna be.
No idea.
Oh. Oh. How long do you think you could do this?
I don't know. I think my best drift is like over 1,000,000 feet, so I don't know. Or not a million feet. I don't know how many feet it is, but it's a fucking long last time. So 17 hours is only on PC. So not everything is going to be updated. Longest drift, almost, at least on PC, is almost 22,000 feet. So what is that, like 8 miles or some shit? 7 miles?
Yeah, something like that, I guess. A lot.
Alright, I'm gonna go get something to eat.